Hello and welcome to Manifold Data Mining's SuperDemographics tutorial. Today we'll be covering how to create, analyze, and compare trade areas using as an example opening a convenience store. In particular, we'll be focusing on two main aspects. One, deciding which products to stock in the convenience store, and two, deciding between two or more locations in which to open up your convenience store. Let's begin. Immediately after logging in, we'll arrive at the main demographic profile page, which is Review Existing Trade Areas. As you can see, on the left side, we have a list of options, and on the right side, we have a map. We'll return to the left side later on, but for now, we want to manipulate the map to try and create our first trade area. The map controls are relatively intuitive. Click and drag to move around, and use the mouse wheel to zoom in or out. Alternatively, if you don't have a mouse wheel or a mouse, you can use the controls on top to go up, down, left, right, and zoom in and out. Now, in our example, let's say we're trying to consider a lot that opened up at Finch and Keel. So we'll click here, a new window opens up, and then we'll click Go. In the case that you would like to find an area based on the postal code, you can always input it down here and click Map it. So this sends us to a new page, the Define a Trade Area page. We have to follow a couple steps first before we can actually analyze our trade area. Step 1, input a name. We want the name to be descriptive, so we'll just go with the main intersection that we're centered around. So Finch and Keel. Next, we want to actually create our trade area. Here we have three options: polygon, rectangle, and circle. Polygon's your most flexible option, as it lets you click, click, and double click to define an area. This is extremely good for, say, predefined pre-existing borders. Alternatively, you have rectangle, which just goes north, east, south, and west. But the one we're going to be looking at is circle, since we're just interested in an area local to our lot. Now let's say we want to move the center maybe down a little bit, since our lot isn't necessarily straight on the corner. So just click and drag, and the circle will move along with it. Click Submit, and you're done, and it'll send you to a report. And we're sent to a new page, which is our overview of the report on the area that we have created. The overview gives us a look at some of the more important demographic information of the area, as well as, if we scroll down, a small local map showing the area that we defined. However, while this information is interesting, it's not necessarily as useful to us as it could be. Thus, as potential convenience store openers, we want to find some more concrete information. To do that, scroll up and go to the Report menu, which gives another list of options for us to look through. Depending on the type of information you want to find, you'll be looking through the different types of menus. However, as convenience store openers, we're probably most interested in beverages, food, and snacks. So we go over here and click on soft drink. And a new page opens up. The left-handmost column gives us information on what attributes being measured. The middle two columns are the values for the Canadian average and for the average in the location that we're looking at. But what's probably most important to us is the column on the right, where we can see whether a market is higher or significantly lower in a particular type of drink. So, as you can see, people in Finch and Keogh are more likely to drink herbal tea, regular tea, or flavored coffee in a given day when compared to the normal Canadian market. The report also distinguishes by brand, which is also useful, which means we know that we'll probably want to stock up on Coca-Cola, Sprite, and ginger ale, but also don't need to order as much Pepsi or 7-Up. This covers our first objective, to decide which products to stock in our convenience store. Now, to reach our second objective, we need to scroll back up, go to the Demographic Profile tab, and click on Compare Profiles. We're sent to a new page that gives us a set of small boxes on the right, giving a list of areas that can be compared, and a set of boxes on the left telling you which steps to take. Now, the two locations we want to compare are the one we created, Finch and Keogh, and say another location, one that I've already made, at Lawrence and Back. Now, we could just compare the two directly, but it might also be useful having a benchmark, such as the Toronto market, so we'll select that for now. Move it up, give a small title, and click on View Report. We're sent to a new page, one that compares the two locations with our benchmark of Toronto. This time, these factors, such as population, might be more important to us, since a larger population in the local area means a larger consumer base. Otherwise, if, say, you had easier access to a particular brand of soft drink, then you could also go back to the Report tab and check out the beverage section once again and see which areas favor the brand that you're more likely to have access to. These factors and more will help you decide between two different areas in opening a convenience store, and this covers our second aim of the day. Thank you very much for listening, and feel free to watch our other videos if you have any questions on the other sections.